All right, week 16 ELA pre-lesson deliverable. We are getting into metaphors and similes. So, action, class. To review, let's have us call out when I stop short. So, review, figurative language are words that mean something other than the dictionary or literal meaning. Review, authors use figurative language to describe, add interest or convey an idea. A simile is comparison of two unlike things using the words like or as, and a metaphor is a comparison of two unlike things without using those words. So very similar, similes and metaphors. Both times we're making comparisons, but when it comes to a simile, you're looking for certain specific words like or as, and a metaphor doesn't need that. Here's some examples. Her lips were as red as rubies is an example of a simile because we get as, and a metaphor, the metaphoric version of that would be she puckered her ruby lips. Okay, so let's keep on moving and get into Esperanza and look for examples of metaphors and similes there. We're going to do a close reading of page 94, so be there in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to call on some people, so please begin as Scarlett. Esperanza leaned around the side of the truck. As they rounded a curve, it appeared as if the mountains pulled away from each other. We're going to come back to that, but underline as if the mountains pulled away from each other. Like a curtain opening a stage, revealing the San Joaquin Valley beyond. Flat and spacious, it spread out like a blanket of patchwork fields. It spread out like a blanket of patchwork fields. Esperanza could see no end to the plots of yellow, brown, and shades of green. The road finally leveled out on the valley floor, and she gazed back at the mountains from where they'd come. They looked like monstrous lion's paws resting at the edge of the ridge. Slash and track. I want us all to underline that last sentence. They looked like monstrous lion's paws resting at the edge of the ridge. Okay? Is this, raise your hand, is this a metaphor or is this a simile? Turn and talk, 30 seconds. Each group should have an answer. And we're back. Okay? They looked like monstrous lion's paws resting at the edge of the ridge. Can we all agree that's figurative language? It is. There's no actual lion's paw. Does it use the word like or as? Does use the word like. Okay, so that makes it a simile. A big truck blew its horn and Juan pulled over to let it pass, its bed bulging with cantaloupes. Another truck and another did the same. A caravan of trucks passed them, all piled high with round melons. Slash and track. Is that a metaphor or a simile? Who thinks it's a metaphor? Who thinks it's a simile? Who thinks it's neither? You're correct. That is literal. All piled high with round melons. That is not a metaphor nor a simile. On one side of the highway, acres of grapevines stretched out in soldiered rows and swallowed up the arbors. On the other side, fields and fields of dark green cotton plants became a sea of milk-white puffs. Became a sea of milk-white puffs. Let's underline that line. Okay? Metaphor, simile, or neither. And Fernando, you say metaphor. Why? Because there's a comparison, but we don't see the word like or as. Excellent job by you. Okay. That's it for similes and metaphors. We're going to now be using that to set up our work. So, in the next 60 seconds, we want you to answer questions 6 and 7. We'll be going over this soon. If you finished early, please access your independent reading book.